Fractions. When we're subtracting fractions, it's very important that the fractions have the same name. 7, subtract 2 and 3/4. The whole number 7, we have to subtract 2 and 3/4. You can't subtract quarters from a whole number, so you have to subtract quarters from quarters. So we take 1 out of the 7, leave 6. That 1, we rename it to quarters. Since its name has already been identified, these are quarters. And there is a renaming tool right down below. 1 becomes 4/4. So now we subtract quarters from quarters. 4 take away 3 leaves me 1/4. Then the whole number 6, since we took 1 and changed it to fractions, 6 take away 2 gives me 4, and there is my answer, 4 1/4. Once again, you can do this as a decimal with a calculator. 7, of course, is 7.00. Subtract 2 decimal 3/4. If you divide 4 into 3, you get 75. 3/4 is something at 75 cents. It's much quicker. There is your answer, 4.25. Here's another example. 10, subtract 3 and 5/8. We need a fraction on top, so we take 1 out of the 10, leaves 9. The 1 we rename it to the 8th. 1 becomes 8 out of 8, the fraction. Now we subtract 5 from 8, that leaves us 3/8, the fraction answer. Then the whole number is 9, take away 3 gives us 6. Here's our answer, 6 3/8. 9, another example, 9 and 2/5. Subtract 5 and 4/5. We don't have enough. You can't take 2/5 from, you can't take 4/5 from 2/5. So that means you don't have enough fifths on top. So we take 1 out of the 9, rename it to 5/5. Then we add the fifths on top. 2 and 5 gives us 7/5 on top, the fraction. Then we subtract the 4/5, we get 3/5 left. The whole numbers now, it's an 8 on top, take away 5 gives us 3. 3 3/5. Again, it's a decimal, much quicker and much faster. 9.4, subtract 5.8, and the answer 3.6. Another example. 10 and 5/9, subtract 8 and 7/9. Once again, we can subtract 7/9 from 5/9, so we take 1 from the 10, leave 9. The 1 becomes, rename it as 9/9, 9/9. We add the top numbers to give us 14/9. Then we subtract, get 7/9. The whole number portion, 9 take away 8 gives us 1. Okay. Subtracting fractions with the mixed fractions. 10 and 3/4, subtract 5 and 7/9. Again, the names of the fractions are different. We got quarters on top, we got 9s at the bottom. So we need a common denominator. You see the chart here. To me, it's very important to know the single digits. 0, 2, 4, 6, 8 are connected to the 2 times table. 3 is connected to 9 because 9 is 3 times 3. And 5 is connected to any number that ends with a 0 anyway. Okay. So here we go. We got to rename these fractions. The top one, the 3/4. I'll rename it by 9. 3 times 9 is 27 on top. 4 times 9 is 36 at the bottom. The 7/9, 7 times 4 is 28 on top, 36 at the bottom. Now we're asked to subtract. But you can't subtract 28 36s from 27 of them. So what do? We do the same thing. We take 1 out of the 10, leave 9. The 1 we rename it to 36 36s. Then we add these numerators on top. 36 plus 27 gives us 63 36s. Now the fraction on top is much larger. We can now subtract the 28 36s. We're left with 35 36s. We'll do the whole numbers. 9 take away 5 is 4. Again, it takes a lot longer doing this with the renaming and all that. But if you change them to decimals, 3/4, if you divide 3 by 4, decimal 7/5. 7/9 is decimal 7777777. So we cut it off at 3 digits, round it off, decimal 778. Then you subtract, and your answer is 4.972. Okay. Here's another example. 20 and 5/8 subtract 12 and 5/6. Again, I use my renaming tool to get a common denominator. For adding and subtracting, those fractions have to be alike for you to add or to subtract. The 8th, my renaming is 3. So 3 on top, 3 at the bottom. So I multiply, I get 15/24. The bottom, your rename is 4th. 4 on top, 4 at the bottom. Get 20/24. Again, you can subtract 20 of these from 15. So we take 1 out of the 20, leave 19. The 1 we rename it to 24/24. So we add the top fractions. We're putting them together to get 39/24. The bottom remains as 22. Now you can subtract. Your top fraction has to be larger for you to subtract. And the answer is 19/24. You do the whole numbers. 19 take away 12 is 7. So there is your answer. Again, as decimals, much quicker. The top one, 5/8, decimal 625. So that's 20.625. 5/6 is decimal 8333333. We just cut it off 3 digits. That's good enough. 8.33. We subtract, we get 7.792.